And anybody, any firm, yeah, any firm that have a market power. A market power means they have some power to determine their own price. Yeah, you see here, remember from last week, we can determine the price where, of course, this is to maximize the profit, but meaning that they can, if they want to charge, like here is PM, if they want to charge a little bit higher there, it's okay. Okay, it's they can do it. It's just that maybe they have to sell a little bit lower from here if they want to charge a little bit higher. All right, so for price discrimination here, we are saying that when they have this market power, when they have this market power, they can, okay, they means the firm lah, means the firm. Who are they? Firm. The firm, yeah, can capture more surpluses, and this is by engaging in price discrimination. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about how the firm can capture surpluses by engaging price discrimination. All right, so if you remember before, we have discussed about producer surplus and also where is it? Producer surplus and also the consumer surplus, right? So as you remember, the consumer surplus is actually an area where it is below the demand curve, above the price charged. Yeah, and for, maybe I'll just draw again. Okay, so here, right? So let's say this is the demand curve, and this is the marginal revenue curve, and the marginal cost can be any type. It can be just, okay, let's say here is the marginal cost, and here I'm just going to wrap up a little bit more, right? So let's say you charge here for P1, okay, and you can sell at Q1. So this area here, yeah, this area here is the consumer surplus, yeah. And what we say about capturing more surpluses, yeah, is actually you can, we want to start, okay, I will start with, there are three types, yeah, three types of price discrimination, okay, or price discrimination that we're going to cover today. So the first one will be a perfect price discrimination. And or sometimes, yeah, well, a long time ago, I think, they also being called a first degree price discrimination, right? The first degree price discrimination. A perfect price discrimination means, what does it mean? It means the firm capture all of consumer surplus. Okay, they want to capture all of the consumer surplus. And the best thing about the perfect price discrimination or the first degree price discrimination is when they want to capture all of the consumer surplus, all right, they will sell at here. Maybe I put another color. I put red here. So here they want to charge up to this P2, all right, They can, when they want to capture all, so of course they cannot sell something below the marginal cost lah, because they will not be having any profit, yeah, if you sell something below your cost. So the price here, meaning that now instead of just the consumer surplus is actually this area. If you sell a single quantity, yeah, a single quantity, each quantity at P2. So the consumer who bought this goods, yeah, at P2, then you have all this area as a consumer surplus, isn't it? Each of you, each of the consumer. But right now, when we said the monopoly can capture all the consumer surplus, mean every single quantity here, every single quantity. Now, every single means I can't even put the things here because this one is just a, you know that this is just in theory lah, just in theory. Every single quantity means 1, 1.1, 1.11, 1.3, 1 point something like that. Yeah, the continuous number when you have this smooth curve like this for the demand curve, or else if you have like what we call that, just number bundar tu apa ya? Okay, so that number bundar means just a point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then your demand curve cannot be smooth like this, right? It's just that I think to make it very easy for us, yeah, to use the mathematics. So we assume, yeah, the demand curve is a smooth curve where it covers every single quantity. I'm not so sure whether you guys really got what I mean here. Yeah, this is all about mathematics. So here, so that's why I said to really engage the perfect price discrimination is almost impossible in the real world, because you will be charging, yeah, the firm will be charging every single quantity with a different price that consumer are willing to pay. Okay, that consumer are willing to pay. This is also another concept when you learn about demand, when you learn about the demand curve. Another way of explaining the demand curve is actually also we call it the willingness to pay of the consumers, or meaning that at this, for the now I'm going back to the demand. So meaning that here, if you do the demand here, right, demand, so meaning here at point here on the curve here, yeah, so this is means, yeah, for this quantity, let's say this is now 2, if the quantity of 2, you are willing to pay, maybe put this maybe $20, $20. Okay, as this is about the demand theory. Yeah? As you increase the quantity, let's say 2 to 4, then the price that you are willing to pay, is decreasing 18, right? So here, if in theory, if the firm knows, yeah, about the willingness to pay of the consumers, yeah, they can, meaning that if they know at quantity of 2, consumers are willing to pay 20. So meaning that they can sell 2 at 20 ringgit, at $20, and a quantity of 4 at 18 ringgit. So meaning that if you buy 1, you have to pay higher and then the second quantity that you are paying is at a lower price. Okay, and continue and continue. So if the firm are able to know the willingness to pay of the consumer for each of the quantity, so they can charge at different level of price at a single level of quantity, so they can capture all the surpluses and they can sell up to quantity of Q2. Okay, and the lowest price they will charge is at P2. Right, so we can capture all this place. All right, and it is very easy lah to say this one. So they will say the firm can charge up starting from here, starting from this P3. Okay, and they will charge every single price here for every single quantity, every single quantity. So this perfect price discrimination, like I mentioned, is only possible theoretically. The reasons why, because we don't, how are the firm can really know about the willingness to pay of the consumers. Okay, that's it. But as we say, as you can see here, the best thing about the first degree price discrimination or the perfect price discrimination is, as you can see, the firm will produce up to when the price is equivalent to marginal cost. You see here, they will charge up to here. All right, so when they charge up to here, meaning not just one single pricing, but they charge every single price, a lot of prices here up to here. Okay, so that's what the price discrimination means. They can charge every single different prices for different quantity. So if they can do that, if the firm, so meaning that they can produce up to Q2 rather than just a single pricing strategy at P1 here. This is a single price strategy, just charge P1. Okay, doesn't matter the consumer buy 1 or buy 2 or buy 3, you are paying just this price P1. But if you are being charged price discrimination, if you buy one quantity, different price, second quantity, different price, third quantity, a different price. So the best thing, like I mentioned here, the firm will produce up to when the P is equivalent to the marginal cost. And theoretically, when the firm charging producing at P until P equals to MC, so this is technically it's efficient. Efficient. And of course it is also efficient. As you can see, there are no deadweight loss. Because all of the surpluses is now being transferred from consumer to the producer. And this whole area now become producers. So this whole area become producer surplus, of course, plus the original producer surplus lah. Okay, but there's also some articles was saying even though technically it's efficient, but we are talking about the fairness, whether is it fair or not. Of course, the consumer will say it is not. Isn't it? Why? Because now there are no more surpluses at all for the consumer, where the producer capture them all. and take all of the surpluses to them. Okay, so we are saying here, even though it's efficient, but it's not really a very fair deal. Yeah, not a very fair deal. But we are just talking about technically from the economics theory. If the monopoly can capture all the consumer surplus, then they will be efficient as in the perfect competition, because they will be producing up until the P equivalent to MC. Okay, that's the first one. That's the first one. Now, the second one is something that actually being also done in the real world. So number 2, okay, this will be interesting because if we can relate to our everyday lives. You might want to say the second degree. It's called the second degree price discrimination, or it can also be called quantity discounts. Okay, it is also called quantity discounts. Yeah, the second degree price discrimination. I would like to use pricing block. Okay, so pricing block. Because I think this will the quantity discounts here can be a little bit misinterpreted. Yeah, misinterpreted. I think you guys also are very familiar with all these discounts, where if you buy in bulk, in bulk means buy a lot, you will get a lower price for each single, meaning that if you take an average price, it will be a lower price for each unit of the goods. Yeah, so that is a quantity discounts too. But okay, bear in mind that type. Okay, the type where when buy in bulk, a lot lah, buy in bulk, buy in bulk can have a lower price on average. On average. Okay, and this is normally this is quite normal. This is quite normal, and this is the reason why the firm, why the producers are willing to sell at a lower price if you buy a higher. This is because they know that they can produce with lower cost. With lower cost, okay, if producing higher volume of quantity lah, okay, with higher volume. So this is, but this is not okay, repeat, okay, this is not a price discrimination. This is not price discrimination. Okay, I want you to be able to separate these two. Okay, we cannot say this is a price discrimination. So what we mean by quantity discounts, or that's why I said I prefer using this word. Yeah, so it's a different one. Yeah, pricing block is actually US. Okay, so here the price discrimination is actually same consumer, okay, pay different level of price for 2 or maybe more lah, for 2 for 2 or more. I call blocks. Okay, so here it means, let me give you an example. I think it is pretty the same everywhere in the world, because in Malaysia it's the same. I think in Indonesia it's also the same. If you can see your electric bills, well, of course you're not paying for your electric, your parents do, but if you see the go in and have a look at your electricity bills, there is some blocks of a few blocks of pricing. Of course, what we are going to show you in here in the class is the first block with a higher price and the second or third block with a lower price. But it's the opposite for electricity. Well, because the government says we have to save electricity and blah blah blah. What the government did is also the same, a price block. But if you spend more on electricity, you have to pay more. Okay, the extra quantity. But it's okay. The same concept. You as the same customer, you pay the first quantity, different price, second block of quantity with a different price, right? Here, okay, let me show you the with the graph, right? With the graph. The demand and the marginal revenue. And I think to make things very easy, okay, especially in the calculation part, we always show the marginal cost as a constant. It makes things easy for us to do the calculation. Right. So what the blocking here means, for example, the first block will always be the where MR equals to MC here. So the first price here and the quantity. Okay, here the first block means, okay, the first block means up to Q1. Okay, from quantity of 0 up to Q1, up to Q1, charge price at P1. Okay, from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to Q1, you are charged as a consumer. They are paying P1. Okay, the firm will charge from 0 to Q1 at a price of P1. Now, the second block, okay, let's say we just put somewhere here. Okay, the second block is between quantity of Q1 and Q2. Okay, meaning that above, if you use above Q1, charge price of P2. Okay, so here the same consumer, see, the same consumer are paying two level of pricing, from quantity of 0 to Q1, pay price P1, and if you use more, okay, buy more than Q1, you are charged at P2. Okay, so here I'm going to give you a 2 blocks example, but you can also, of course, sell up to P3, okay, and up to quantity of Q3. Okay, here let's say if this is what's happening, means there are 3 blocks of pricing, right? From 0 to Q1, you're paying at P1. And from Q1 to Q2, quantity from Q1 to Q2, charge at P2, and from Q2 to Q3, charge at P3. And as usual, you cannot sell below than that lah, because it's already like low. The price is lower than your cost, so definitely as a firm you won't charge that. You won't be selling at that price, yeah. Right, so now I'm just going to also go into a little bit of the mathematics on, maybe you guys are curious on how you determine the second block. Okay, the of course, as an economist, we always want to maximize the profit, right? To maximize the profit. So how we can determine the second block, yeah? Or what price are you going to charge for the second block? So here I'm going to show a little bit, yeah, on how to determine the optimal price. That's what what we call that, yeah, optimal price. This is important. Okay, how to determine the optimal price for the second block. All right, so here I'm going to show using mathematics a little bit, yeah. So let's say, for example, your demand, yeah, function is given. Okay, let's say this demand function, as you can see, this is a straight line, a function of the demand curve here, right? P equivalent to 70 minus 0.5 Q. So this minus 0.5 is the slope of this curve, or the demand curve, yeah, of the demand curve. And let's say you are also given MC equals to 10. And MC equals to 10 refers to this a constant marginal cost, like I draw here, right? Marginal cost a constant at 10. Okay, doesn't matter how much you are producing, so the marginal cost is equivalent to 10. So how are you going to determine? Of course, remember our condition, yeah, to maximize profit, yeah, profit maximization condition is when MR equals to MC, right? So this one, you really have to remember this. Okay, you really have to remember this as an economic student, yeah. So how to maximize, yeah, the condition should be when the MR equals to MC. So here you are given a price. This is a demand curve, yeah, price in terms of Q, and you have given here the MC is already given, so you have to find out what is the marginal revenue. All right, so how are you going to get marginal revenue? How to get marginal revenue? So you can get marginal revenue from total revenue, right? Gets from, okay, from total revenue. So we start with total revenue. So the total revenue should be P times Q, right? Okay, so P times Q here, okay, you are given here P. Okay, so P times Q here. Okay, how are you going to do that? So you are given here P equivalent to 70 minus 0.5 Q, right? So P times Q here, meaning that you are taking 70 minus 0.5 Q, all right, times Q here, right? P times with Q. So the total revenue is equivalent to 70Q minus 0.5 Q squared, right? 70Q minus 0.5 Q squared, right? And how to get the marginal revenue from the total revenue? So this is a little bit of calculus. You differentiate the total revenue by Q, yeah? Differentiate the total revenue by Q, where this one, yeah, Q, when you differentiate this, this Q is equivalent to Q to the power of 1. Yeah? When you don't have any power there, it's actually Q power of 1. So the 1 bring in front and 1 here. Okay, I'm supposed to assume that you guys already learned this, right? Why am I going into so deep? Yeah, so never mind. So I'm assuming you guys already learned this in your maths. Yeah, so if you differentiate the total revenue by Q, so you will get 70 minus 1, 1 Q, right? 70 minus Q. Okay, so if your marginal revenue is 70 minus Q, so the condition where the marginal revenue equivalents to marginal cost, just equate this lah, minus Q equivalent to 10, right? So you can get the Q. Q will be equivalent to 70 minus 10 equivalent to 60, right? Q equals to 60. When Q equals to 60, what is the price? Just plug it back into this equation. So the price will be 70 minus 0.5 times 60, yeah, the Q. So you will get, this is 30, so the price will be 40. Yeah? The price will be 40. Am I correct? Yeah. So as you can see, if you put this back here, yeah? Never mind. Let me draw another one. That one is already very dirty. So if you draw again the price and quantity here, and let's say the marginal cost is here, 10, right? So the first one will be the first block, yeah? You are charging at price of 40 and you can sell at a quantity of 60 here, right? Charge at 40, price and 40, a quantity you can sell at 60. And at this stage, yeah, you can also know your total revenue will be P times Q. Remember, already mentioned here, the total revenue is P times Q here. So the P times Q here will be 60 times 40. What is the 60 times 40? 6, 4, 24. So 2400, right? You got total revenue here, and your total cost will be, since we are given marginal cost here. So normally if you're given like this, to make it easy, we assume there are no fixed costs lah. There are no fixed costs. So you are also taking the cost will be as 10, yeah? 10 times with the quantity 60. So this is about 600, right? So your profit will be total revenue minus total cost will be 2004 minus 600 will be 1008. 1008. Okay, so you are getting as a firm, the firm will get a profit of 1,008 if you only charge one block. Right now, I want to go to how are we going to determine if you want to do a price block, the second block, right? How to determine the second block? So the first block you already know, yeah. The first block that the firm can sell is at a quantity equivalent to 60, equivalent to 60. So the second block, you are given here the price here. Remember the function is given as 70. Sorry, 70 minus 0.5 Q, isn't it? Yeah, the function is given to you. Yeah, the demand function. Yeah, P equivalent to 70 minus 0.5 Q. So for the second block, as the first block is at Q equivalent to 60. Yeah. So what do you want to find now? What is the optimal price to charge for quantity more than 60? Okay, for quantity more than 60. This is the question. Yeah, the first block is just as usual how you find for a normal monopoly. The first, a single pricing strategy. But now, if you want to exercise the second degree price discrimination, where you want to do okay, you can sell a second block. Okay, so you want to know, okay, what is the optimal price to charge if you want to sell the quantity above 60, above 60. So what we can do here is you can take this equation 70 minus 0.5. This Q supposed to be Q is above 60. So put 60 plus Q2. Q2 means a quantity above 60. Above 60. So the demand for this can will be like 70 minus 30 minus 0.5 Q. Yeah. So it becomes 40 minus 0.5 Q. All right. So your demand, the demand for the second half, for the second block, will be 40 minus 0.5 Q. 40. And of course, to find the optimal price here is when MR equals to MC again, right? When MR equals to MC again. So what you can do is the same process as above, So the total revenue for this second one, total revenue for this one will be 40 minus Q. 40 minus Q. And if you get the marginal revenue from here, yeah, which is the same process, differentiate the total revenue, bring the Q, so you will get 40 minus, sorry, 40, no, the total revenue will be 40Q minus 0.5Q squared, kan? Okay, so a shortcut is not good for me. So let me write it again. Total revenue means P is 40 minus 0.5Q times Q. So you will get 40Q minus 0.5Q squared. So your marginal revenue will be 40 minus Q. 40 minus Q, yeah? 40 minus Q. And equate your marginal revenue equals to marginal cost. 40 minus Q equivalent to 10. So your Q will be 40 minus 10. It will be 30. And the price will be 40, yeah. 40 minus 0.5 times 30. So this will be 25. Right? This is 15. 40 minus 15 is 25. So the second block, if you want to optimize the profit, the optimal price will be 25. So you can charge here. You can charge the second block at 20 will be here. So you can charge the second block, $25, and you can sell the second block up to another 30. This is not 30, another 30. So meaning that here it is 90 lah. Okay. So you can sell another extra 30 quantity. It might be 30,000 or 30 million or things like that. Another 30. So in the graph, it will be this one. The extra here is 30, right? From 60 to 90. So this extra 30 can be sold at second block with the price of 25. So this is, I'm just going to show you, how in economics, we always go to the same concept. The concept of to maximize condition is going to be the same all every time. MR equals to MC, right? And even to determine the second block. Okay, so economically, this is the best price. Okay, if you can do this calculation, then you will be having a maximum maximum profit, for the firm. But I think in the real world, you can just charge any like the electric bills, like I mentioned, the electrical bills. It is always determined by the company, because the company is owned by the government. It is always being debated also in the parliament, even about the price of the electricity. Okay, but as I mentioned, they can charge at any price lower than 40, and they know that they can sell some more of the quantity, more than this 60. But anyway, as an economist, so we always want to see what is the level of the price that can maximize the profit. So here, meaning that this extra 30 here, you can see that the total revenue here is another, this is an extra, right? An extra of 750, and the total cost will be 10 times 25, isn't it? So here will be, no. Q is, sorry, that is price, 30. So 300, so your profit will be 750 minus 300, it will be 450. So you can get extra, this is an extra profit of 450 if you charge two blocks of pricing. Two blocks of pricing. All right, so that's basically it, for the second degree of price discrimination. So we are going towards the third one. I haven't even, this is my bad, anybody has any question so far? I'm so sorry, I haven't asked. Anybody has any question?
No, ma'am.
No?
No, it's clear.
Not yet.
Okay, that's excellent. Okay, all right. So next one, we're going to go into the third one. The third degree of price discrimination, or this is also called as a market segmentation. okay, also called as a market segmentation. So market segmentation means, okay, the difference between the third degree and the second degree. Well, by the way, even though the name, this is originally, the name is first degree, second degree, and third degree, but there is nothing connected between first, second, and third, even though the name is third degree. So it's not like this is the more complex or things like that. No connection at all. Okay, maybe because they don't know what to name it. So like that's why I said maybe we can just mention the price discrimination as, yeah. The second one is like price blocking, price block, and the third one is a market segmentation. And for the third degree price discrimination here, this is a little bit different from the price block, because this one, yeah, a different price is charged to different consumers. Okay. Okay. The difference is, as you can see, the second one, also the first one. The first one is charging different prices to the same consumer. Also the same with the second degree here. We charge different prices to the same consumer with a different quantity. But the third one, that's why it's called a market segmentation, because the different prices is charged to a different consumer, And I think this is also pretty normal. Now, what's the example? The example is like maybe the air ticket, yeah, the flight ticket, yeah, some companies, well, this is in the UK, they do that a lot. In Malaysia, we also have that different prices, yeah. But only a few companies do that, like our Malaysian Airlines. Yeah, they also charge a different prices for example, yeah, maybe you want to say a frequent flyers. Okay, if you fly frequently, you can get discounts, or maybe you charge also differently. Maybe you will also charge differently to students, for example. Okay, students pay a different price, frequent flyers different price, and just a normal customer lah, those who just once in a while fly. So you can charge a different price to every single types of consumer which you can identify. Okay, so here this is by, maybe we say the type of consumer. Sometimes you can also do the segmentation by region, geography lah kita kata. Okay, segmentation by geography. Okay, by geography. Different geography means like if you are in Java, maybe you are being charged a different price compared to if you are in other island, Sumatra, or like, for example, okay, if you're in Java and you are in Sumatra, so that's by geography. Yeah, that's by geography. And here by geography, and most of the time, most of the time, the different price can be charged if, okay, this is possible. The price discrimination, the third price discrimination is possible if the demand elasticity is different. Okay. So most of the time, like I mentioned, the frequent flyers will have maybe a more elastic demand, a more elastic demand because they have to fly more often. So the prices play an important role for them, right? A small changes in prices makes them maybe run away to another aircraft. And of course, the normal customer will have a less elastic one, okay, because they don't really use it frequently. So it's if the demand elasticity is different. So let me show from, hold on, let me draw a little bit. It doesn't even look better, isn't it? I want to draw a better one, but it's just the same here. So let's say you have two segments, two different market. So here, okay, let me put it this one below here. And this one is here. Okay, so let's say your margin definitely is the same. The marginal cost should be the same for both markets because you are the same firm, okay, producing actually at the same cost. We have to assume that the cost should be the same, for both market. You're just going to charge a different prices. So as you can see here, for a market where the demand here is more elastic, it's more elastic here, compared to the less elastic here, where the demand curve is more steeper compared to this one. This one is a little bit flatter. So you charge at a different prices here. Price, let's say price 1 and price 2 here. You can see, I hope you can see that the price P1 is a lower price than compared to second market here at P2. Wherever, because this market have more elastic demand, okay, charge lower price, and compared to the less elastic one, you charge higher price, okay, because it's less elastic means not really very sensitive to the price. Okay, the one that is not too sensitive to the price, you can charge a higher price compared to if in a market where the consumer is very reaction towards the price changes is very sensitive. Okay, so here, so that's why you have to charge a little bit lower price to get this quantity. Okay, so this is what the third degree price discrimination is all about. And of course, like I mentioned, this is just the same concept as before. You will charge, how to charge is when MR equals to MC. Is this just the same? When MR equals to MC, and this one you can calculate differently for market 1 and for market 2. And MC is the same lah, of course, sorry. Okay, when MR1 is equals to MC, and this is when MR2 equals to the MC, because the MC is still the same. All right. So you can get to maximize your profit, how much to charge in market 1 and how much to charge in market 2. I'm not going to do the mathematics here anymore. Okay. Right. The next one will be, so we have covered the usual type of price discrimination. The first one will be the perfect price discrimination. Sorry, up here, right? First one is perfect price discrimination, where you get all the consumer surplus. Oh, I forgot to tell about the consumer surplus. Oh gosh. Okay, the consumer surplus here. And the second one we call a quantity discounts or price blocking, or the pricing block. So the so the pricing block means, see here, if you capture another one here, right? You already capture here another one, and if you make another one, you capture here. So there are some places that you didn't capture, like here and here. This is another the deadwood loss is still here, okay, where you did not capture there. You just capture this place and this place, So, but at least you capture as a firm, you capture more surpluses, right? But not all, or just a few. And this, I did show you how to determine the price. And the third one is just a little bit of for you, in order for you to maximize profit, you can charge a different level of prices to a different market, So here, as you can see, the marginal cost is actually, if you fly, actually both market will be in the same aircraft. They will take the same exact aircraft, right? It's just that the price that they paid is different. So that's why we say the cost is actually the same. If you fly, for example, from Kuala Lumpur to Jakarta, from Kuala Lumpur to Jakarta, so the cost of flying from Kuala Lumpur to Jakarta is just the same, but the one who's inside the aircraft, for example, there is one group of students flying from Kuala Lumpur to Jakarta. They pay maybe a little bit lower price compared to just a regular one like me, like Mr. Romy. So we pay a little bit higher price, but of course we still do the same thing. Get on into the aircraft. If we have to walk a long way, everybody has to walk a long way, okay? And we bought into the same aircraft, and both of the market will be arriving in Jakarta at the same time. There's no difference at all. So that's why the cost is actually the same. It's just that the price that we paid is a little bit different. Okay, so that will be the third degree, or we called market segmentation, of price discrimination. And there will be also some other types. So this will just be under categories of other types of strategies lah. So this is not really called a price discrimination, but we call other types of strategies to capture the surplus, And these other types of strategies here, the one that I want to mention, one is the first one. The first one is actually using pricing also lah, some sort of pricing also strategy. This is called maybe tying, or sometimes it is bundling. Okay, And this is good. This strategy is a perfect strategy. It's a very good strategy for firm that produce multi goods, multi products lah. Okay, better. Multi products. Okay, so some of the firms they will produce more than one type of goods. So here, if they want to sell all of their products, they will do this tying or bundling, meaning that, for example, what example is a good one? Anybody can think about what a good example of you have to buy things together. You know, when you buy things, they will give you 2-3 things together. You pay one price for a few goods. Anybody has any idea what? A very close one to you guys. The one that I'm thinking right now. Anybody?
Shoes, maybe.
Shoes together with what? This is actually right. If you pay one price, but you get a few products. You can't think of anything? Okay, let me say now. When you buy a computer, okay, what else do you get with the computer? Normally, especially the desktop. What else do you get together with that computer? They will give you something else, isn't it? What else? I'm not so sure about now, but long
The
time ago.
charger.
The charger and some more. What else? Oh, that is a laptop lah. Normally it comes with the charger. But what else? Normally, didn't they give you like the mouse together with the mouse, right? Together with the screen. This is, I'm talking about the desktop. Okay, the motherboard, right? Together with the screen, together with a mouse, for example, and the keyboard. You might already, you know, for example, if you already, this is not your first time of buying a desktop, you might have already your own mouse, and they can even sell differently. The mouse can be sold differently. The keyboard also can be sold differently. The screen can be sold differently. But they said, okay, you pay like what? I don't know about Indonesian rupees, how much it will be charged. But here it costs us more or less about 2,000 to 2,000 ringgit for the desktop, and they will give you together with the others. I'm just giving you an example of this bundling or tying, okay, or this bundling or tying. So here, meaning that you are forced. Of course, the cost is already included in what you pay, right? Even though maybe what you really need is just the motherboard, because you already had the others, but you are forced to also receive all the other goods, because they said, okay, you are paying this much and we give you this. Okay, even though you say, I don't want the keyboard or the mouse, they were saying, okay, if you don't want, but you still pay the same price. So lastly, you will still keep them, right? You will still take them. So this is a type of, so this is if that company is actually also the one that producing the motherboard, also producing the screen. Sometimes I know that some people buy extra of the screen because they want a bigger screen. because they will give you just a standard one, maybe 15 inch of screen. So you want a bigger one, like 20 inch of screen, and a flat screen somewhere, you know, all those sorts of things, a 4K maybe. So you will buy another one, but they will already give you the standard one, right? So that's what my point is when I said the strategy is doing a tying or a bundling, right? They charge one price for a few types of goods, right? So the second one maybe, this is actually a non-price strategy, and this is what being done by a lot of companies, of course. The one that everybody also know, advertising, using advertising. So advertisement, yeah, advertisement is a very powerful tool nowadays, especially when the media, okay, can reach almost everybody. We have a lot of media, for example, some companies using the media will be depending on what type of product, depending on product that you are selling, and of course on products and on your target customer. Target customers. They are, if you notice, yeah, I haven't been buying all those majalah, what do you call that? Magazines. Yeah, I haven't been buying magazines for a long time. But as if you remember, all those magazines, yeah, they have different types of magazine, isn't it? In the market, the one that targeted women, right? The man that targeted men. So there are a lot of advertisement, yeah, of cosmetics, for example, in the magazines that targeting women, right? And maybe there are for magazines that targeting men, like fishing, the one that fishing magazine, or a car magazines. Yeah, that one will a lot of products that targeting men will be advertising that. And the most efficient one for me is using television. And if your target customers is those in the rural areas, maybe radios are more suitable, because I believe a lot of the rurals, if they don't own a TV, they will own a radio at least, yeah, to get some information. And nowadays you can also see the website is the best media, right? Using websites, even using social media, because almost everybody, I said, okay, not all, almost everybody owns an account in any of the social media, right? So that is another strategy that can be used also to capture or this one is actually to capture more market share, to capture more market share. So some of the products, yeah, can be popular even though they are not that good quality, and of course the most popular one will be selling more, can be sell more, and I think that's basically it for today. So far, do you guys have any questions? Anybody have any question? No? So Mr. Romy, maybe back to you.
I think your explanation is really clear, so that I think they follow your instruction very well, I guess, so that there's no question.
Well, there are two reasons for no questions. Maybe they seriously understand or they don't understand at all. if you don't understand at all, then you don't even know what to ask, right? Anyway, I think that's basically it for today. Or Mr. Rami, do you have any questions for me?
I think so far so good. Like you have made examples for each case in the price discrimination strategy at Monopoly. And I think like the students also give the feedback as well, like they provide another example.
Okay.
So I think that's good.
So I will stop sharing right now because the lecture is already end. So before maybe we say goodbye or things like that, can we at least take some photos? I mean, print screen, yeah. So I can see only a few students is on their videos. Yeah.
Sure. I will ask
if
them
everybody
to...
can on their videos, so we can take some photos.
Okay, please switch on the camera so that we can have a photo together. I will start from Rian. Rian, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please activate your camera so that we
All
can
right, wait, sir, wait.
go together. Naufal, Carmila, Barik Ariba, Hoirul Fikri, Rafif, Ilham, Fadia, and Adi. Could you please to switch on the camera? Like maybe, yes, good. Carmila, Naufal.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, Hoiril, Rafif, Ilham.
You guys are very handsome and very pretty. You should on your camera more.
Yes, please. We are still waiting for Rafif, Ilham, Adi, and Fadia to switch on the camera, and Carmila as well. Okay. I don't know whether the administrator of IPIEF are here. I'm not sure whether the administrator of IPIEF is here, so that he can capture the photo for us.
Okay, I also did my screen print screen. So smile, everybody.
I cannot because I'm wearing mask.
Yeah, why?
Because
do you
I'm
have
inside
anybody
the office and there are few people inside here
around?
So
Okay, so that's what I'm assuming also.
Margin.
All right, smile. Great. All right, so Ryan, who else? Engracia, Nuha, who else here? Lutfia, Coril, the one that on, how should I call you? Barik, or is it? Because I'm not so sure whether it's your name or maybe just something you created on your own, when you want to have fun. I know about Ryan, Naufal, Nuha, and Gracia, and Barik, and Coril, and Lutfia. Okay, so nice meeting you guys. All right. I just hope you guys got something from my lecture today and also last week. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Romy, for giving me this opportunity. Right. Actually, I prefer more face-to-face, because then I will have more interactions. But anyway, since maybe I'll see you guys next time.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good luck, everybody. Yeah. in your
Thank you
study.
very much for delivering the materials. Like we really appreciate it, and it's such an honor and a pleasure to have you here. Okay, so I guess like stay healthy so that stay healthy so that we can meet physically
Yeah, inshallah.
sometime in the future.
Right.
Hope the pandemic ends soon.
Yeah, in Malaysia, the economy is already starting to kick back because we already allow everybody uh, to go everywhere in the Malaysia, of course, and also we have already opened up in a few countries that receive us, maybe about 40 countries. So I think a lot of people have already started to travel.
I see.
Mm.
Okay. So
So hopefully Indonesia is also recovering very soon.
yes, it's still in recovery period, and I'm not sure with I'm not sure about the end of the year, like because it's holiday season, like
Okay.
like more mobility from people.
All right. So in Malaysia, things are getting almost getting back to normal. It's just that everybody have to follow the SOPs, the standard procedures. Well, it's the economy is already like every business is already opening up. It's just that the way we do things when we visit all those businesses, there are so many rules lah. So many rules. Like for example, we have to queue outside the shops because they are only they allow only several people to go in at a time. Things like that. When you dine, one table only 2 persons can sit together. The others, if you go together with your friends, you have to sit separately. Things like that. Okay, but I think it looks promising because almost like 95% of the Malaysians already get vaccinated.
Yes, but I mean like it will be safer if you are if you are already vaccinated, but keep your mask on,
Yeah,
especially
we
if
still
you
have to keep our mask on. Yes, definitely.
Yes. All right. So thank you very much for the lecture. Like we'll be in touch soon about post
Inshallah.
the lecture.
Okay,
And
thank you very much for all of you for attending my lecture also.
all right. So I guess this is the end of the guest lecture session for this semester. Okay, on behalf of the Department of Economics, I would like to express my thanks for Dr. Siti Aznor and all the participants.
All right, thank you very much. So I'll be saying goodbye.
Okay.
Bye-bye. I'll be
Bye.
Thank
going
you,
now.
ma'am.
Assalamualaikum
Bye-bye.
warahmatullahi
Bye.
wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Bye.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Corey, you're so funny.
Thank you, ma'am.
All
Thank you,
right.
ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.